Hi guys, this is Ryan Holleen. I'm here with Jess from Seaport Spine and Sport, and today's exercise is the curl up. The curl up is very similar to a traditional crunch, but has some great modifications to allow for safer training of the abdominal musculature. We're going to start by pointing out why the traditional crunch is a poorly designed exercise if you're having back pain. Jess is going to be our guinea pig. Sorry, Jess, go ahead. Traditional crunch, biggest issue is flattening or pressing the low back against the floor. We definitely don't want that. That, along with the added flexion motion, is going to put a lot of stress on the low back and definitely going to irritate a sensitive back. Second issue is the flexion of the head and the neck. It's really unnecessary. It's going to put a lot of stress in this region, and having the hands behind the head is just going to add fuel to the fire. So we're going to give you 3 tips on how to maintain a neutral lumbar spine position. If you could see here, just go ahead and start with our first tip, which is to extend one leg and keep one leg bent. If you can see under here, my finger's wiggling. She still has the nice inward curve in the low back. That's her neutral lumbar spine position. She's going to want to maintain that throughout the exercise. Having one leg extended and one leg bent, one knee bent to 90 degrees, is going to add traction to the pelvis and help maintain that position. Second tip is she's going to use her hands, clasp them underneath the small of her back, like this. And what the hands are going to do, they're going to act as sensors. And if you feel the low back pressing against the hands, you know that the low back's moving. We don't want any movement. We want the low back to be as stable as possible. And the hands are also going to act as a platform, a little bit of added support for that neutral spine position. The third, probably most important tip is ab bracing. We're going to use an ab brace at the beginning of each rep and throughout the duration of each rep. If you need to review proper ab bracing technique, we have a video on that as well. But basically, the ab brace is going to help lock the spine in its neutral position. Jess is going to start performing the curl up. She's actually doing it right now. It doesn't look like much. All she's doing is she's picking her head, her neck, and her shoulders about this much off the floor. Very little, less than 2 inches. And she's also leaving the hands in their position, but slightly flaring her elbows. She's also picking the elbow up just this much off the floor. And again, it doesn't look like it's that challenging. By beginning the exercise with the ab brace, that's going to add a little bit of resistance, which can increase the challenge of this exercise. Basically, to break it down, she's not moving the low back, she's not moving the neck, she's hinging, accomplishing this flexion motion by hinging at the mid-thoracic spine, about this point here. So about where your shoulder blades end, the bottom of your shoulder blades, that's your mid-thoracic spine. That's where the hinging or the flexion motion is going to occur. Some experts say it's helpful to picture the head and neck as a rigid block attached to the trunk. That way there's no flexion motion occurring in the neck. Go ahead, Jess. Show us. Poor flexion. That would be a common mistake, flexion motion in the neck. The neck does not need to be picked up that much. So she's going to picture the head and neck as a rigid block attached to the trunk. Or some experts say it's helpful to picture the head, neck, and shoulders as resting on a bathroom scale. And you want to pick them up so to make the scale weightless. Not sure if that helps. That's just some tips we can give you for that common mistake. What Jess has done here with her legs is she switched in between sets. It's helpful, Jess, go ahead and switch again. It's helpful to switch legs in between sets. If you're having pain in the back shooting down the leg, you could just keep the painful leg bent the whole time. You don't need to switch. That's fine. Last thing we're going to note is breathing. It's important to do deep breathing, regular deep breathing, and belly breathing throughout this exercise. That's pretty much it for today. Next time you're having low back pain, or if you're having low back pain, go ahead and use this exercise instead of the crunch or sit up or the ab machine. Take the time to perfect this move, and I promise your spine will thank you. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much.
Peace.